Hi there. I decided that I would like to show you Natalie today. Natalie by Renau. I've worn her all day today and it's getting into the evening, so she's holding up pretty good. This is in, I don't have the tag, this is in 22F16, which is black tie blonde, and I've also seen it called pina colada, but I think more commonly black tie blonde. It is not a rooted shade, so I'm going to give you a spin around and I'll get close up to the roots. I've got my extra bright light on. It's nighttime, so I've got the ceiling light above me over there. And I don't know what this is. Pardon that. Maybe I got a bite or something. I'll just do this for the whole video. So I've got my bright light on here. So when that's off, if this helps you with the color at all or not, I'll do a quick spin with the light off. And this Natalie is, in the past year when I was wearing wigs when I started, my first wig that I wore was angled cut by Hairdo. That was in Shadow Shades Golden Wheat. And then that was an easy graduation into Natalie by Renau. It's the asymmetrical, longer on the side. There's just something about having that extra, if you like long hair, or if you sort of want long hair but you feel like you can't have it. This is kind of what I did with my own hair for a while until it just got too thin. Having that little extra here, because it is a bit of a bob. I tuck it behind the ears, but I don't know if you call it a complete bob, but it can go over the ears here. Probably don't have that done very well, but more on this side than the other. Anyway, Patty from Wigs by Patty's Pearls, she wears this one quite a bit. This and Hayden, and actually those two ended up being my go-to wigs for most of the time when I was wearing them last year. And I just loved them. Although most of the time I was wearing shaded Praline, of course, and shaded Sun. Those are my two favorites, but I also love this one for the blonde. And personally, so you can see it a little bit there. There's a bit of a white line because I lift the bangs up a little bit. I've got a bit of hairspray in this. Hang on, sorry about that. Okay, where was I? I suppose I could watch my recording back again, but let's just keep going. Okay, I've got a bit of hairspray in this. This has been washed. I just washed it a couple of days ago, and I may have washed it once more, maybe not. So 1 or 2 washings at the most. And because I've got this bright light on top of me and this light here, I don't find it to be as shiny. Maybe it's because it's shorter and layered. Pardon me. But I just love this color. It's a cool blonde, and this is my own hair that I allow showing through here. Sometimes I slick it back more, but on this one it blends well. It's just a regular wig cap. And actually I'll grab one of my other ones to show you the inside of the cap. This is, I think this might be the shaded Sun one. Anyway, showing you the inside, so the color doesn't matter right now. So you've got the moleskin in the front, open cap. You can see the permatease area on top, and it's got the extended nape with the stays, the little metal stays inside. And yeah, so that is the cap, just regular open cap, and it is part of the Oh So Light collection. I should have mentioned that as well. So where was I? Oh, and here, let's do a stretch test. This is my own, so I don't have a wig cap on. Decent stretch. But yes, washed once for sure, maybe twice, because I haven't worn this one too many times, and it's few and far in between, so I guess that makes me a little bit lazy, but I don't. Anyway, yeah, so what I like to do is give it a little bit of lift. It's a bit crazy when you put it on, and I'll show you that with the other ones, but give it a little bit of lift, get the bangs a little bit messy, and when you do that, if it's not rooted, you are risking seeing through to where the wefts are. And so they're running some light ones and then darker ones. I think they're sort of running alternately lighter and darker. So if you know what to look for, and if someone is really close to you, if they want to see them, they can probably see them, but I think they'd have to know what to look for. They'd have to be really close, and I don't really want anyone that close to me who is going to have an issue with me wearing a wig, at least. No one's going to see this on me if I'm out in public. I think the shading of, just the physical shading of the wig in itself, when you've got some lift in it, that helps to camouflage things. But I'll just show you the top of the wig there. Remember, I've got a bright light on it as well. And unless I get my head off screen, so there it is from the back. And I just love this wig. So let's try on a couple more shades for you. So Black Tie Blonde, and this is next to Shaded Sun. Let me see. And I might as well get out. Hang on, I'll get out the Shaded Praline as well. You know what, I screwed up. The one I just showed you is Shaded Praline. It's they're fairly similar. Shaded Praline, Shaded Sun. They are different. The roots on Shaded Sun, even though they both are S8, you can see on this one, they are a little warmer. And very similar, and in a shorter wig, you don't see the difference quite as much. Shaded Sun has a little darker. Sorry, Shaded Praline. Shaded Praline is a little bit darker. Shaded Sun is a little bit lighter, getting to the base. But very similar, and it is next to Black Tie Blonde. So if that helps you at all, trying to decide what kind of blonde or which way you want to go, if you want to stray from the Shaded Praline, these are a couple of great options. Hang on. Alright, so this is Shaded Sun when it first goes on. It's made to part on, this is my left eye, made to part over to the right. They do look a little crazy when you first put them on. And they get in your eye. They're always getting in my eyes. All wigs. So no complaint against any particular wig. So this is a shaded, obviously. Giving the name. More gold tones. On the Natalie, I have found, I usually, and maybe I need to do a bit more, the hair around here is a bit long. I've had to trim every time. I've had to trim around the eye area there just a little bit. There's just a few hairs that tend to get in my eyes. So this probably needs to be washed. A little more golden. You think you can probably tell that. I can tell that, and I'm tired, so. Sorry, taking too long. Here, okay, so a little close-up looking at the roots. Spin. I don't see, I have an easier time doing this in front of a regular mirror right now. I'm just doing it in front of the camera, so I would fix things that you see here, but I'm going to try to get a bit faster at this so that I can show you more without taking up 2 hours of your time. And so, let's see how that looks. If you want to leave the side down, a little bit like Sherry from Envy Wigs as well. And with the permatease, poof it up a bit, mess it up, get sassy, put on a little black dress, fun makeup, Shaded Praline. You may see on some of these when I get into the new ones. This one is another one that's mine. It's been in the box. I haven't worn it for a little while. I've been enjoying my winter wigs and my Ellen Villa Risk wig. But yeah, I'm pulling out the John Renau's too. I'm just, doing whatever goes with the outfit I'm wearing on a given day. I've noticed on Natalie's, you get them out of the box, and this one was not doing that when I was wearing it, but because it's been in the box, you get this little thing flipping up at the end. So if you get one of these, you may want to soak it, put it on the wig stand, wig rack, not a wig head to dry, but a wig rack, and just sort of smooth that down, maybe a little hairspray, just encourage it to go back down and it should be fine. This one is Shaded Mocha 24BT 18S8. I think so. Shaded Mocha. So this is one step darker than Shaded Praline, in my opinion anyway. Sort of just a darker version of it. I'll hold Shaded Praline up to you. It's got a little bit of this going on. And this is Shaded Praline. And this is Shaded Peach 30A 27S4. So the shaded part is darker. This is red, and it's funny. I've had people get this one. I think someone ordered one, and then when they got it and took it home, they had remembered it being more red than when they got it home. And this one, it just depends on the lighting you're in, how red it is. Sunlight, it's going to bring out the beautiful red tones in it, and then it can seem more subdued indoors where it's not as light, or maybe on a grayer day, but it is a gorgeous color. I'll turn off bright light here. If you like reds, auburns, Shaded Peach is a beautiful shade. And this is 8F16, also known as Rocky Road. So actually, looking in the screen here, it looks similar to the Shaded Peach, but it is a bit darker. This is more red, the Shaded Peach is, and 8F16, a little more toned down, but it does have lovely highlights. And here's just those little hairs that come around here that I always end up trimming up, just to open up that area a little bit. I figured I should maybe get a little closer up. Hopefully you can see a little better the highlights. This is again the 8F16. And since I don't remember if I did that, this is the Shaded Peach. And if you really want to go red, try Paprika in 130-4. Getting a collection of boxes on the floor, and I'm, well, obviously kicking them around and trying not to here. Really bright, beautiful reds in that if you want to have fun with red. Again, I'm doing this quickly, so my own hair's showing out. This, just as a reference, is the Shaded Peach that may or may not have looked red to you before. And this is really red now. This is a gorgeous color. And yes, so 130-4, so 130 being the red and the 4 would be the dark base and blend that you're seeing in there. And this is quite possibly what I trim. You can just, the funkier the color, the funkier it feels like you can be with the hair. This is the spot that I usually trim because it just doesn't seem to make any sense that it's that long. It doesn't go that way, and there's short ones. I always trim this. Scissors just upwards, trim it longer than I think at first. Don't ever want to trim too much. But yeah, other than that, that's easy enough to do. I shouldn't admit it, I've done it at work with the scissors at my desk. Love this color. Well, I'm afraid I surpassed my limit in editing, so I had to cut it short, so I'll continue it another time. Good night, guys.